Gabi Ndebele speaks to John Cleese about his involvement filming Spud and shares surprising personal insight regarding his acting career.
The whole reason I said I wanted to do it was a great script, and I do get sent scripts, not as many as I used to when I was younger, but most of them are no good at all. And I'm not being rude, I'm being descriptive. They are no good at all. And the main problem is when they sort of say, well, what did you think of the script? You have to try and find a way of not being too damning, but at the same time you don't want to encourage them too much because there's so much work to do, you know. So it was an absolutely lovely script. I think the last time that I saw a script that I liked as much as this was 1985, something called Clockwise.
Wow. When you rate Spud, according to everything that you've done, you've been nominated several times for a lot of awards. Do you think Spud would actually do well internationally on the same scale of the other films?
I think it ought. I think it ought because it's such a good story. There's so much emotion in it, you know, and all interesting emotions. I mean, challenging ones, emotions of discomfort, of feeling sorry for what a struggle it is to get the popularity, to become popular in a school like this. And then all the humor, which is so beautifully observed, and all the teachers who were apparently based on real teachers at Michael House, or at least most of them were. I mean, there's so much in the script that's kind of exciting to work on.
So you would put us in Oscar, BAFTA?
Well, you just don't know. I mean, there are many times when I've seen the Oscar nominations, and I've seen people, no names, but get Oscar nominations and indeed win Oscars for performances I thought were no good at all. And there's some actors and actresses who always get nominated and others who don't. So I don't understand awards, but I think that there's a very decent chance, if this catches the right wave, that it can become successful in America and in Europe. Yes. But whether it will or not, I don't know, because the trouble now is there's so much stuff out there. There's so many movies out there that, you know, you're like someone in a crowd saying, hey, look at me, and there's, you know, hundreds of people around you also saying, look at me. How do you get the attention? And I'm not a huge star. I'm a very big star in England, but not in America. So the question is, what happens? And if we're lucky enough to win an award in a good festival, that begins to get a momentum going. But it won't be easy, but it's definitely possible because it's good enough. I'm very much hoping we do another because I've just been out and the whole gang is there. You know, I just met the boys, and I met the guy who did the music, and the guy who wrote it, and the producers, and it's a very happy crowd of people, and I love that. It's very important to me, that sense of a team. But whether it will get made will, of course, just depend on how it does in the box office, and if it gets off to a really great start in South Africa, that'll be a huge help. And I was asking today, I said, we make another one, when do you think it would be? And they say it's going to take us 12 months to get the script right, and that is great news. Because if something's successful, people very frequently rush the script to get the second one out, and then it's not as good, and there's the end of that. And I'm really pleased about it. So that would mean that we'd probably be shooting in March, April, May of 2012. So I very much hope it happens.
You get generic questions in most cases where people ask you a lot of things about certain things, and it sounds the same every time, like you were saying with the junket. What's the one thing that you'd like to tell us that nobody's ever asked you about?
How interesting. That's a very interesting question, which by definition nobody's ever asked me that before. How much do you like acting? Answer, not a lot.
Really?
Well, you have to get up early, and you have to shave, and then you have to sit there while people put microphones in your pocket and adjust them every 7 minutes, and then people come up and put powder on your face all the time, and then other people come up and take little bits of lint off your clothes. It's kind of, I call them the locusts. It's kind of irritating a lot of the time. And if you think you have a scene that is going to be relatively easy to shoot, you can be absolutely sure that the director will complicate it and put some move into the middle of it, which makes it harder to do. So I don't particularly enjoy it unless the scene is really good. And when you do a take in a movie and you feel that something really happened, something a little unusual happened, that's a very exciting feeling. But most of the time it's do it again, and can we do another one? There was a motor mower in the background, and you know, there was a plane that just came over, all this stuff. So it's more a test of your patience than anything else.